I had that melody, the verse melody and piano part. The I had written the song called "Good Night Caroline." It was about a fan that I had met once who came and gave me some really heavy news or told me something really heavy about herself. I don't know if her name was Caroline or not, but that was it was a conversation I had with a fan after a show, signing autographs, and just told me this really, really heavy stuff about how the band had helped her. And then she just turned around and walked away, kind of into the shadows, and it was
Yeah.
like this moment of kind of wondering where she went or what happened, after the fact. But that was kind of the genesis for that. And I had the piano and the
Mm.
and I had it just kind of laid out again in phonetic nonsense for that part of the song. And I played it for Brent. And then the chorus that I had was "Good Night Caroline," which ended up being the pre-chorus for "Get Up." We knew, and so at that point I was like, okay, that was a pre-chorus. That's another thing about songwriting. Sometimes when you think you have a chorus, it's not really a chorus.
Yeah.
It's more of a pre-chorus, right? There's somewhere better you can go. And so Brent and I got out in the live room at the studio on the piano and came up with a "Get Up, Get Up, da, 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 da." I didn't know what it meant. That was just kind of phonetically what we were working with, "Get Up." I didn't know if that was going to be part of the song, but it was like "Get Up, Get Up." Again, "Get Up" sings really well.
Yeah.
So we just kind of phonetically landed on that. And I made the track, and Brent's like, let me sit with this for a second, because we weren't really coming up with anything else. And sometimes the poisonous part of sitting on something for a while, like the "Good Night Caroline" idea that I had that I've been sitting on since 2016 or something,
Yeah.
or 2015, means that I've kind of lost perspective on anything new with it. So
Mm.
kind of need to put it in his hands to sort of come up with something, whereas I'm married to this other idea that I had,
Yeah,
and
you're stuck there.
I can't let
Yeah.
go of it. And it wasn't something that was making him tick. So,
Yeah.
at that point, you can't, again, it has to mean something to everybody. So I couldn't, he can't just write about this idea that I had if it doesn't do something for him. So he took it and he had it for a few days, and we hadn't written, like, it had been a couple of days, and we hadn't done anything. I had also come up with some other riff ideas during that time, one of which was the riff for "Devil," a couple other things. But I was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Well, I don't have anything yet." I was like, "Well, then let's just move on. That can just be a dead idea for right now. We can come back to it later. The track exists. We have some melodies. We'll come back to it." He goes, "Well, I kind of do have something, but I'm kind of nervous to show you." And I was like, "Just come to the studio, show it to me." And so he sang the first verse, the whole first verse, and that was kind of, and the "Get up, get up, get a move on, ain't nothing wrong." I forget, it was a couple things need to be finished on. I don't really remember. I know we didn't have the pre-chorus yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he sang it to me, and he goes, "You know what that's about?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's about me," because we
So you
just
knew.
just the day before, though, we had this, or a couple of days before, when last time he was in the studio. Again, I'm going through this process of making records, and I have to suffer or something. I have to suffer through this stuff for whatever reason. And I said something about, I feel like I'm twisting myself in knots, and it makes me want to give up sometimes. And then he's always saying that lyric about how he's like, "I'd rather twist myself in knots than watch you give up on your dreams." And that's when I knew what it was about because of that. And it was really sweet. And it meant a lot to me because I'd never had anybody write a song for me before. The weirdest
Yeah.
part, though, is having to finish it after you know that.
Yeah.
Because I then knew the song was about me. I've written songs from my perspective about things I'm going through, of course, but I never had to finish a song that someone else had written about me. And we needed the pre-chorus and all of that. And I had a previous song that Brent came up with. We're kind of, and Brent said, don't, if you were ever in doubt, don't sell yourself short. You might be bulletproof. And I'm looking through my lyric book of other past songs. This is why songs are never dead, by the way. I have this thing called Song Mountain, and I just write. If you're a songwriter and you're watching this, don't ever consider a song dead. Don't ever consider an idea dead. Just put it on Song Mountain. Finish it, record the demo, write lyrics down or whatever, and put it away. You never know when it's going to come back to you. And I'd written a song that I turned in to my publisher, I don't know, a few years before. And I look in my book under that thing, in that song, and the lyric was right there. It's hard to move mountains when you're paralyzed, but you got to try. And it was like the perfect, again, that was one of my small lyrical contributions to that song, but it was still strange to like finish writing something that is about you in that way, something that intimate. It's about you in that way.